Good morning, everyone here. My name is Thư and I come from class A3. Today, I'm going to talk about what teens think. It's actually about some problems that they are head on in their life. Okay, let's start with the table of contents. I have 4 parts in here. The first one is about teenagers. Second one is about things that they are head on. Third is when they against the problem. And the last one is when they overcame the problem. Let's start with about teenagers. Teenagers, the age between 13 and 19 years old. This is a transition period, and the life seems to change daily in this age. We can have a different face, different voice, or maybe different personality in this age. And the important things in teenagers is they have to focus on study. As you know, study is really important to us. We can have a lot of money in the future if we have a high score at school. But if we study too much, it can be a little stressful for teenagers. Now, let's continue with number 2, things that teenagers are head on. Number 2, as you know both, studying is really important, and grades are the part of learning. Grades are the test of ability, and judgment is from there to the words from their parents to telling the children to get a good grade at school, to those outside, to the rivalry and defeat of friends. Since then, it has created stressful and pressure on the teenagers. And in addition, the problems in independent in this age is quite important. They cannot have money because they cannot have any job in this age. So it depends on their parents and their families. It can be a good news, but it can be a bad news for the poor families. When I are staying with too much restful, let's start with number 3, when they are against the problem. When they face with too much rest and pressure, they usually leading to depressions and anxiety disorders. And because girls and boys in this age is turned to be an adult, so a lot of mind in their brains is maybe uncomfortable. They can be accrued with someone, especially their parents, and maybe annoying with everything. As a teenager, I'm also in this situation, but however, perhaps I have overcome the problems, a lot of challenges, and become today is much more better. And for the last one, when the teenagers overcame the problem, if the problem passed for a while, if we keep sad and usually become tired with everything, we will be filled with any problems. But if we become more productive or be happy every day, we will be successful and more successful in the future. That's the end of my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you for your nice presentation. You have a good voice.
Thank you.
And I have a question for you. Who do you often share with when you have problem? That means when you are sad.
I have a really good relationship with my cousin. So when I have a sad stories about trades at school, maybe I will share with her because her like my friends. Her can give me a lot of advice in my life, and it's a motivation to me to have more confidence and like inspired me a lot.
All right, so finally, I would like to ask you, you say something about being independent. And you said the rich families is a good news for the rich kids, and it equally bad news for the poor family. So I would like to ask you, why do you say it's definitely is it bad news to give independency to the teenagers whose families are coming from the poor? Why did you say so?
Because of when you live in a poor families, you don't have any money, and you need to work to have a money for your families. If your parents have a sick or has to go to the hospital, you don't have any money to give in there. But for rich families, and you go to school, you have like a driver to school, you have a money from your parents. Thank you.